Wall Street pros get into position to profit from a Trump win. So Wall Street's sitting around saying, okay, guys, what are we going to do when this guy wins? Here's what's going on. Hedge funds like Dan Loeb's Third Point, $11 billion asset under management. Mark Dowling's RBC Blue Bay, $130 billion of assets under management are adjusting portfolios in anticipation of a Trump win. Loeb's firm has increased positions in domestic manufacturing. Watch this. Why domestic manufacturing and commodities? Because Trump's going to bring everything here. Seeing Trump's proposed tariffs on 10 or 20% on imports as a boost to domestic productivity, while Dowding is betting on a stronger dollar and a steeper yield curve as inflation break-evens widen due to Trump's policies. Assets tied to a Trump win are seeing sharp gains. CEO Group, a private prison operator, is up 21% in October, while Bitcoin miner Riot Platforms rose 34%. Themos Fiotakis Barclays attributes recent declines in Chinese yuan and Mexican peso to Trump's momentum, with potential 200% tariffs on Mexican vehicles weighing on the peso. Tom.
Well, guess what? Every time there's a headline, a good fund manager is going to make a difference in the portfolio. Headline, Trump could win. Or if you see headline, airlines are seeing an uptick in reservations. Maybe you buy an airline index because you think, wow, people are traveling this summer. I'm gonna do well by buying some airline stocks. What's happening here is you just have to look at what kind of an economic sunshine or economic storm is Trump going to bring. He's going to bring sunshine to domestic manufacturing. So people are buying indexes with American manufacturers, everything from washing machines to motorcycles. Harley Davidson, looking at you. And then the nuclear stock index is up. Now, why is that? Because AI needs more nukes. And Donald Trump is not going to stand in the way of those nukes that people like, green companies that have been green for 50 years, like Microsoft, not, but they want nuclear. Google wants nuclear. Trump is going to let that go through. And then foreign currencies, because remember, you can buy commodities, like you can buy foreign currencies and trade foreign currencies. And the Chinese currency and the Mexican currency futures are down a little bit. Could it be tariffs? There you go. And so what everybody is looking at is, where is the sunshine going to come from Donald Trump economically? I'm buying those stocks and I'm making those investments. And that's what the Wall Street professionals are getting ready to do. And they are also steering clear from foreign commodities or other things that are going to represent, maybe going to have a little bit of rain on the parade. But that's what's going on.
Nice. Adam.
Well, I mean, sometimes you just have to look at the actual words. When you're saying America first, and when you're saying make America great again, you have to ask yourself, is that actually what Trump believes in? I would say that's obviously what he believes in. So, you did an amazing episode, I think it came out yesterday, maybe 2 days ago, about why Trump loves tariffs. And quite candidly, I didn't fully understand the tariffs and making China pay and free trade versus fair trade and the WTO and the World Trade Organization and NAFTA. Like, these are things that, you actually have to kind of learn and unpack. But when Trump did the interview with PBD over here and he goes, my favorite word, it's not love, it's tariffs. Tariffs is what a beautiful word. People don't understand. And I've been unpacking, what does this mean? Why does he love tariffs so much? But at the end of the day, it comes down to, you said domestic, right? Protecting American jobs, reducing trade deficits, which were getting crushed by China. We know that. Encouraging fair trade, not just free trade. Rebuilding the manufacturing. Why do you think people in the Rust Belt and the Blue Wall part of the world are like, I don't know, all our jobs have left. National security, the border. This is all part of America first. Dare I say MAGA. So it's all part of what Trump believes in, and follow the money. And if we can keep the money in America, I think that's a great thing.
Let me tell you one of the things that we did. We sat down with myself and Brandon, and we talked about tariffs, right? Mm-hmm. And do you know what's crazy when you think about tariffs? Here's a couple things we found. Out of the top 15 steel companies in the world, okay? You've seen it, so you can't answer. These guys haven't seen it, so I'll come to you guys. Out of the top 15 steel companies in the world, what city in America was known for steel?
Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh. What's the team's name?
The Steelers.
The Steelers. Do you know how many people we had in America working in the steel industry just 60, 70 years ago? 700,000. You know what that number is today in America from 700,000? 140,000.
Wow. 80% decline, right?
Gone. Now watch this. By the way, it's exactly 80%. That's
Hey, I'm just doing math
560,000.
over here, PBD.
Watch this here. Watch this here. Do you know out of the top 15 steel companies in the world, top 15 steel companies in the world, how many are in the U.S.? I want you to guess out of top 15 steel companies in the world.
None.
How many?
Okay,
Do we
so
have
I'm ju-
zero?
I'm just-
Zero.
Oh, man.
Zero.
I was
Do you know
gonna
how
say
many
one.
are out of China? Out of the top 15.
12.
No.
No.
9
Damn.
is all China.
China.
So let me ask you this question.
They make shitty products, don't they?
We took this business that we were dominating and we give it to China. 9 out of 15 is China's. And we're sitting here, we're supposed to follow what this Mark Cuban guy is saying. Tariffs are bad and all this other stuff. Now watch this. You know what else we saw while we're going through this? We looked at the other part where the argument's being made and they say, well, Adam Smith, Wealth of Nations, he believes in free trade. He doesn't believe in tariffs, right? He never said about tariffs, tariffs are bad. It's a tax. It's inflation. It's a tax passed down to the customers, and that's what it is. Sometimes it is. But you know what he said? Here's what Adam Smith said. He says, I don't believe in tariffs except for 2 occasions. You ready? He said, for defense of domestic industries essential to national security,
Yes.
or counteracting tariffs imposed by other nations, creating a level playing field. Let's look at the first one. What did he say? Smith believes that tariffs should only be used in 2 instances. What's the first one?
National
Defense
security.
of domestic industries essential to national security. Is there any of that going on in America today?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Is any of the national security talk to China linked to China? Are those any of the challenges going on? So you can say, yes, Adam Smith, Wealth of Nations, believes in free trade and not in tariffs, but no. Let's not talk about this one that Adam Smith believed that one of the 2 reasons is when it's a national threat, security, defense of domestic industries essential to No. This is happening today. That's why you need the tariff. So what he's doing is essential. And by the way, the part that most people have a hard time with when they sit down and talk about all of these tariffs, the way I try to explain it to my son that he can understand it is in the following way. If you're in sales, you're in real estate, I'm in insurance. We go to a Chamber of Commerce event. You've done this before, Tom, and you're networking. I say, Vinny, you're in real estate, I'm in insurance. How about we exchange clients? You send me referrals
Nice.
that need help with insurance. I send you referrals with people that want to buy what?
House.
A house. Okay. So 6 months later, you've given me 10 referrals. I've given you 50 referrals. Who's given who more referrals? I've given you 40
of
more,
course,
right?
yeah.
So your trade surplus is 40 referrals. My trade deficit is 40 referrals. Did you get the trade surplus and deficit? Now imagine after 5 years, I've given you 1,100 more referrals than you're giving me. How much longer are you going to go with giving me referrals?
No, I have to renegotiate.
What are you going to
something.
say to me, though? What are you going to say? What would you say, Tom? If you and I are exchanging referrals, you've given me 1,100 more referrals than I've given you.
I'm gonna charge
What
you.
kind of conversation are we having?
When we started this off, there was a little difference between us, and I kind of thought it would level out over time. But over the last 10 years, I've given you a hell of a lot more than you've given me, and I kind of expected this to level up. And you know what? We need to level it up.
So what are you going to do about it?
I'm going to do one of 2 things.
Okay.
I'm going to look at the value of the trade,
Yep.
and maybe I'm going to put a tax on you that levels the playing field.
Perfect. And you're going to stop giving me referrals
And I'm only
until
going to...
I show you that I care about your business as much as you care about my business.
1,000%.
You know why I use the example 1,100? Do you know what's the trade deficit America has worldwide with surplus? 1.1 trillion.
Jeez.
Each referral equals $1 billion. U.S.'s trade deficit is 1.1 trillion. Do you know what China's surplus is? $820 billion. China sat around getting fat by having everybody go through them, and they're not giving nothing to you.
Oh,
They're stealing all your IP. They're doing everything you're doing, and they're still expecting you to send more business to them. Of course you're going to have this. By the way, the person that, all these people, we're going to talk about who he's about to hire. Yeah. You know who I'm curious about who he's hiring? Let me tell you what job I'm curious about who he's hiring. Oh man, I would love to see who's going to get this job. So Tom, you and I would do this job with our eyes closed, and it would be so much fun. You ready for this? Let me read this to you. Hang on, I'm going to find this. And
While you're finding it, can I say one thing?
hang on 1 second for
sure.
me before you go there. Here we go. Watch this, and I'll just turn it over to you.
Yeah, no problem.
You ready? Watch this. You know how easy this would be, Tom? We'd have a blast with this. So these are all the different trade agreements that we have. U.S. has 14 trade agreements, okay, with 20 countries. One is a United States-Mexico-Canada agreement. It was written in 1994 under Clinton. You know who renegotiated it?
NAFTA?
No, that's not NAFTA. That's U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement. NAFTA's coming up. So actually, it is NAFTA. You're right,
NAFTA.
1994. That's you know who renegotiated it? Trump. Okay.
remember
The
that.
United States-Korea Free Trade Agreement, 2012, Obama. You know who renegotiated it? Trump. The Central American Dominican Republic Free Trade Agreement. You know who the president was? Bush. No new negotiations. Australia-U.S. Free Trade Agreement. Bush. No new renegotiations. Bahrain-U.S. 06 Bush. No renegotiations. Chile-U.S. 04 Bush. No negotiations. Colombia-U.S. Free Trade. 2012 Obama. No new renegotiations. Israel-U.S. 1985 Reagan. No major renegotiations. Jordan-U.S. 01 Clinton. None. Morocco-U.S. 06 Bush. None. Oman-U.S. 09 Bush. None. Panama-U.S. 2012 Obama. None. Peru-U.S. 09 Bush. None. Singapore-U.S. 04 Bush. None.
Jeez.
It would be a phone call like this. It would say, hi, this is Patrick Bay, David, and Thomas Ellsworth.
Hello, guys.
We would like to come visit you next week, in the next 2 weeks, and we want to have the following people, decision makers, in the room. This is our trade agreement. We've looked at the surplus that we have and the deficit that we have. This will not be working for us moving forward. And based on the business analysts that we have here, we ran the numbers. In order for it to level out, we have to impose a 78% tariff on you. But if you're willing to buy products from us, here's the industries that we would like you to buy products from. You can commit to buying $7 billion of products a year from Ford, Chevrolet. You can choose to spend $5 billion on this. You can choose to spend $3 billion. But in total, you need to buy from us $22 billion for this to be even, okay? And I understand you're not happy about it. We'll be there next week. Please have the decision makers. We'll have our guys contact your guys to get a time on the calendar. Great. Boom, we're coming down. We would renegotiate every one of those contracts. This is crazy when you're looking at this. You know what this is kind of like? This is like you come to a company and a guy's been using all these different engagements with companies and they're overpaying. And someone comes in and says, hey, guys, it's not going to fly. I'm paying you 80% more. Why are you charging me so much? I just ran 3 different comparisons to you. You're charging me $780,000 more than the competitors do. You're either going to bring me down $900,000 and I'll stay with you or I'm leaving you. What do you want to do? A new CEO comes and renegotiates all those contracts. It's why so many people right now are sitting there saying, I'm going to invest into domestic companies because Trump's going to bring that business where? To the States. Adam.
Yeah. Such an important point, and it gets, unfortunately, so lost when you do the math because everyone's focusing on the culture wars. You know, we were at Mar-a-Lago 2 nights ago, and it was an amazing movie. And one of the, I took notes, as you obviously encourage us to do when we're going to talk about these things. And Donald Trump Jr. said something, goes, look, he said some things that were tough, man. I get it. But were they true? And they were true. And that's the reality, because we've all gone through this, at least me for by chance. Oh, Trump, all he does is complain. He's the victim. He's this billionaire victim. But the reality is, you know, what's the opposite of a victim is being a victor. And he would say things like, excuse me, you know, it's very unfair how they're treating us. It's very unfair. And all our leaders in Washington, they're suckers. They're losers. And it just sounds like he's complaining. But the reality is, we've been losing for such a long time. We don't talk about the fact that we owe $37 trillion. This year, 2023, 2024 budget, they did the fiscal year calendar. You know how much money the deficit is in America from our federal budget? $1.5 trillion. That's
Nuts.
Biden, Harris. So when you do the math, when you focus, you know, we know facts don't care about your feelings. If you're just focusing on feelings, oh my God, I don't like the way that he's treating our partners and our trade organizations and NAFTA and NATO. I don't like how he's treating them. But the reality is, these companies are taking advantage of us. And it took someone like this who has a middle finger to the system and says, I'm not playing this game anymore. So if you care about feelings, yes, it's kind of tough to swallow, but we're paying the price if we don't actually renegotiate these deals.
All right, let's go to Tom. Go ahead.
Sorry, just real quick. People think he's going to take these tariffs and he's just going to go terrassing around the world and just destroy the world economy. He's not. But the threat of the tariffs is what breaks the back of the players that aren't playing fair. The threat of the tariffs. Reagan did it to break communism. Did he ever use a nuclear weapon? No, but he put Pershing missiles all over Europe. So, and people thought he was just crazy enough to do it. And you need strength and a little bit of crazy that gets the other side to say, you know what? Things have changed. And that's exactly what we're going to get. We're going to get economic strength with just a little bit of perception that they think he's crazy, but we know he's crazy like a fox. And the world economy is going to shift. Thanks for letting me add that.
By the way, what was the job that potentially Elon Musk could be? Like sort of the fiscal accountability, budget accountability job.
That was the other side. Find waste and chop it off.
You know how much waste we have in the government? It's ridiculous. So someone needs to figure this out.
$20,000 toilet bowl covers. Yeah, we're spending money on crap.
The big game starts this Friday. The series starts this Friday. And here's what I wanted to do. I wanted to get a suite to take family and friends and to give you the chance to join me as well as us here, my family and other friends in the suite for Game 5 in New York, which is amazing, right?
Yes.
Wow. Absolutely amazing. And here's what we're going to be doing. By the way, just so you know, the details on what these things are going for right now, it's ridiculous, the tickets. But all I'm saying is we sat down, we decided, here's what I want to do. So what do we do about it? We created a sweepstake. And the winner gets the one ticket plus $2,500 cash for your flight, room, whatever you need to be doing to come join. By the way, it's going to be epic.
Wow.
Because it's going to be sick. It is Game 5. So, who knows what's going to be taking place. The streets of New York are going to be wild. And the way you participate in this is the following. For every $1 spent on VT merch store, today you get an entry. For every $1 spent, you get one entry. $100, 100 entries. $500, you buy 5 of these polo shirts. This is all I'm wearing nowadays. Say it's $500, 500 entries. And you get up to 1,000 entries. Wow. We will draw one random this Saturday morning, October 26th, and we will immediately notify the winner. Then next Tuesday on the podcast, we'll announce who it is. But the person that wins, we will reach out to you. I'm excited about that. A couple things I do want to tell you. It just so happens 15 new hats are here today.
So there's something to buy.
This is the sickest new Valuetainment green hat. Future looks bright that just came out. It's absolutely amazing, Valuetainment. We have these new for some folks that like this design. We have the new American flag.
Sick.
Adam, this one. Yeah, this is absolutely sick.
This one looks amazing.
We have 15 new designs, some for military, the red and black. We have the new allegedly hats where the allegedly lifts.
Sick.
We have the red American flag, green USA flag. By the way, a bunch are on VT merch, and all you need to, by the way, these are again memories because the last time this happened was 1981. All you need to do is go purchase merch for every $1, raffle, gifts for yourself, for others. Some of you guys that are coming to the party anyways, November 5th, this could be your way of doing it as well.
Wow.
Tom, do you have anything else to say before, if I missed anything?
We have the legal stuff.
Go for it. Tell us.
Tom Ellsworth impersonating Don Pardo. The PBD Podcast 2024 Baseball Sweepstakes. No purchase is necessary. It's sponsored by Valuetainment LLC and open only to legal residents of the 50 U.S. states and the District of Columbia who are 18 years old and above. The entry deadline is tomorrow night, Friday, October 25th at 11:59 p.m. For the full entry and full rules, visit the link at vtmerch.com and available in the description for this episode of the podcast that is found on the PBD Podcast channel on YouTube. Void where prohibited. Go get in.
I love it. Okay, Rob, so let's put the link there to go to vtmerch.com. I hope you participate. I want to spend some time with you. We're going to have a good time.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.